We find ourselves in that period of the year when new product launches are few and far between. The demolition and construction equipment that could be introduced in 2024 has already made its debut. Now, the industry waits with bated breath for the Bauma exhibition in April 2025, where the major manufacturers will unveil their latest innovations. There will unquestionably be new machines. But if the trends from the last Bauma, from ConExpo in 2022, and from Intermat earlier this year are any indication, the key developments will likely revolve around software, systems, and a host of technological gadgets. These enhancements, while exciting, are less about the physical machines and more about the digital ecosystems that surround them. Now, as a professional industry observer, I find all that thrilling. The technology side of the business is in a constant state of flux, with rapid advancements reshaping how we think about productivity, safety, accuracy, and efficiency. If this pace of change continues, there'll be no shortage of topics for me to write about and to broadcast over the coming months and years. But even as I marvel at these advancements, I can't help but question their real-world impact. Will this impressive array of technology, as groundbreaking as it appears, make a true industry-defining difference? Will it significantly alter the demolition and construction landscape, particularly here in the UK? Now, the crux of the issue and the crux of my question lies in adoption, or rather those doing the adopting. The UK construction equipment market is dominated by plant hire and rental companies. And while these firms have achieved remarkable feats in making equipment widely accessible, they often operate with a buy 'em cheap and stack 'em high mentality. Their primary concern is not cutting-edge technology, but maintaining competitive hire rates. For the most part, they're not particularly interested in features that don't directly increase their bottom line. This reluctance creates a bottleneck for technology adoption. Even the most significant safety innovations, such as 360-degree camera systems and human form recognition software, are unlikely to see widespread uptake unless they can demonstrably move the financial needle. Driver aids that enhance productivity might be game changers in theory, but they're unlikely to generate queues at the equipment dealerships. Similarly, despite the undeniable advantages of telematics in fleet management, the majority of machines are still sold without these systems installed. This leaves the industry media in an interesting position. When Bauma rolls around, there'll be no shortage of coverage dedicated to these technological marvels. Writers, broadcasters, and journalists will rush back from Munich, extolling the virtues of the latest driver aids, GPS systems, telematics, and safety innovations. For a few weeks, these advancements will dominate the headlines on platforms like Demolition News and, well, lesser industry outlets. Yet for all the excitement these launches generate, their impact will likely remain largely muted. The reality is that much of this technology will remain a sideshow, a fascinating but ultimately niche pursuit. For the majority of the industry, the response will be a collective shrug. Progress will march on, but adoption will lag behind. So what will it take to shift the needle? What will be the moment when the broader industry finally embraces the technological opportunities already available to them? In the realm of electrification and eventually hydrogenation, the tipping point will likely come through a combination of legislation, regulation, and the expansion of low and ultra-low emission zones. Governments and municipalities are already prioritizing sustainability, and regulatory frameworks will push the industry towards cleaner and greener solutions. For other technologies, the shift will be less about a push from the manufacturers and more about a pull from end users. Major contractors seeking greater productivity and accuracy will lead the charge, demanding smarter and more capable equipment. Subcontractors, eager for better returns on their investments, will follow suit, and individual operators who spend countless hours in their machines will advocate for features that enhance their working environment and their capabilities. But until that tipping point arrives, exhibitions like Bauma, ConExpo, and Intermat will continue to resemble the classic BBC TV show Tomorrow's World. These events showcase technological leaps and boundless potential, but much of what's displayed will remain out of reach for the average operator or company. It's an exciting vision of the future, but one that many in the industry may never fully encounter in their day-to-day operations. Yet, despite these challenges, There is a reason to be optimistic. Change may be slow, but it's inevitable. This industry has a history of adopting technologies that once seemed out of reach. Look no further than GPS systems, which have gone from a novelty to a standard feature in many machines. Similarly, telematics, while still underutilized, is gradually gaining traction as fleet operators recognize its potential to improve efficiency and reduce downtime. Unquestionably, the demand for smarter, safer, and more sustainable construction practices is growing. Clients and end users are increasingly prioritizing these factors, creating a ripple effect that will eventually influence every corner of the industry. As those priorities align with technological advancements, adoption rates will rise and the benefits of these innovations will become more widespread. As we look ahead to Bauma 2025 and beyond, it's clear that the future of demolition and construction is one of immense potential. The technologies on the horizon have the power to transform how we work, making our industry safer, more efficient, and more sustainable. But realizing that potential will require a concerted effort, not just from the manufacturers, but from contractors, operators, and from industry leaders. The path to widespread adoption will not be without its hurdles. But if the past has taught us anything, it's that this industry is well capable of incredible adaptation and resilience. The innovations we see today may not change the landscape overnight, but they are the building blocks of a smarter, more connected future. In the meantime, some of us in the media will continue to highlight these advancements, championing the possibilities they present. And while the wider industry's response may be measured, we'll keep shining a light on the path forward, confident that the tipping point is not a question of if, but when.